Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Zuko. Welcome back to another Haikyu Fly High video. Today, I'm going to be explaining how to get a better club contest scores. I know a lot of people were actually really interested in that. There's a couple guides out there already, but I decided I should make one and kind of show you what I do. I recently just started getting like way higher ones actually, thanks to some people in the club that I'm in that we talked to in our Discord. I'll actually be linking the Discord in the description if you guys want to join. It is We have two clans. We have a JV team and the main team because too many people were in the main. And you don't even have to join the club to be in there. If you just want to talk about Haikyu stuff or anime in general, you're welcome to join. So that will be in the description, especially if you want to ask for more help about club contest. But anyways, I'm gonna show you the team that I'm actually using this week. It's gonna end by the time the video comes out, but it's receive right now. So I'm using a power attack team. So that's a lineup specialty, and it's at 5 out of 6, which is like get a 20% power increase. So when you want to go for the lineup specialty to get your bonuses, and then also try to max it out as much as you can, but also it's good to get a bond with the school. So I'm using the Karasuno bond. So it increases power attack and quick attack stats of all players present by 10%. Doesn't matter if they're not part of the Karasuno high school, just as long as they're on the team. So I'm using Sugawara as my receiver, and Asahi and Hinata and Tanaka just to get the Karasuno bond. It doesn't really matter who you use in Karasuno to get your bond or the school. That's up to you. Use what you have. You want your server to be weak. I found that I don't really like having two setters on the team because you want Akashi to be your main setter because he gives the crit, and when he crits, your Spike's gonna crit with Iran, and he's gonna be doing the heavy lifting in club contest. So that's the whole reason that Suga is my server, because he's gonna get switched out immediately as soon as Aran makes the first spike. So what you would do is in this you want Tonica to score because Tonica's skill residence at 4 gives your side a 40% attack stat, and that lasts throughout the whole entire match. Mine isn't there yet. Maybe yours is, or maybe it isn't, and that's something you want to work towards. Okay. What really is important is skill residence for your Aran to be right here. You actually might want to max him out all the way so that all his skills are maxed at whatever it is, 3 out of 3, 5 out of 5, so that he does the most for you, essentially. And then you also want Kita to be at skill residence for the stamina buff. So those are the key players. It doesn't really matter if you have skill res on Akashi, but you want the Shirabu memory on him, so that's important. Also, you want Aran's memory on Aran, and you can start leveling up if you have multiple. So that's something you should be working towards. So how this is going to work is, for me, how I'm doing it, I'm going to sub in Kita for Suga. I'm going to sub in Hiragami for Tanaka, and I'm actually going to be putting in Daichi for Asahi. And I will explain why these are the key players, but this is essentially how I'm going to do. It doesn't have to, you also don't have to have Komori. Any Libero will work. But for him, you want to have this memory leveled up and at 5. And I'll basically go into it in depth right now as to why you want that. We'll start with our Libero. For the memory, if your receive result is not bad, increases your side's next power spike or quick spike by 44%. That's when it's maxed out. So that's important. For Hiragami, his skills, it's this one at 4 stacks of this, increases your next spike power by 50% of the spiker's power or quick attack stat for 2 net crossings. So that's why I use Hiragami. If you saw also on the bench, I had Kuro. Kuro also gives buffs. I'm really not sure which one is better. So you kind of just who you have, or kind of if you have both, just mix it up, see which one, test which one does better for you. I only have 1 copy, so if you have duplicates, maybe that'll be who you lean in favor to, Kuro or Hiragami. For my high score recently, I was using Kuro, but I just got one higher today actually with Hiragami. So I've made some changes to the team, actually, like some stuff when I did that. So it's basically just trial and error. For Aron, you want his memory, you want to max him out, because mine almost maxed out. I just need 2 more, but it is what? Yeah, when performing a spike power consumes 60% of stamina to increase the spike power by 40%. If it's 1 more, it's 50%, and then performs a power spike with 285%, it'll be 300. So the last 2 are actually really important for me. If I have that, he gets a lot stronger. So those are something like you want to increase. You want a lot of power attack and awareness, strength, stuff like that. Like attack technique is essentially what you want to go for Aron. Akashi, like I said, with the Shirabu memory. And potential wise, I'm running 4 setter dump and awareness 2 awareness enhanced, which gives increased set by 50% and increased awareness by 10%. With casting setter dump skills, increases strength by 30%, and then increase awareness stat by 7.5. And then for the second one, you want to make sure it's awareness, so you get the plus 20%, because when it's done, you should have about 45%, I think that is, altogether. So you'll be above 40, around 40% is what you're shooting for with awareness for Kashi, so that he crits, and then getting the crit with Aron. Key to stuff, other than being at SR4, that's pretty much the only important thing. And then the next thing right here is actually Daichi, that I've seen a lot of people don't really know. I didn't know until I started looking at everything. If you go to his skills, his ult, if he performs a receive, if he's the one receiving, so that's why he's in the back. The next spike is a power spike. If it's a power spike, increases it by 15%. And then if that was if it's max, it doesn't really matter, it's still 15%. But it's just his receive goes up. But if you actually pair him up with his memory, it increases his receive, but that's not the important part. For your side's power type players, receive 1 stack of grit for every 20 stamina consumed. Each stack increases power spike by 2%, which stacks up to 20, which is 20%. So that's really good if you have his memory. I do not have his memory, so I'm actually using his purple memory. So when he receives, the next spike power is increased by 36% of the spiker's power attack or quick attack. Now this only works if he is the one receiving, but if you have his legendary memory, it's anyone on your team. So that's important to know. So that's basically all the key players that you need to know about. And that's how it works. Obviously, you have different teams depending on the specialty, but the key players are Aron, Akashi, Kita, and Tanaka. If you have SR4 and you make him score for that 40% boost, that is optimum. And then, because you don't lose school bonds or anything like that, or this lineup specialty once you switch in people, You only lose bonds if they have a bond with each other. That's the only time you'll lose anything when they switch out. So, um, putting in Daichi with if you have those things that I mentioned, be really good to have in. So yeah, I'm actually gonna run through. Oh, actually, also something to keep in mind: coaches are a thing now. So you want to try to get the best thing that you can. This is a coach I actually just powered up today, which is might be why my power went up actually. Um, I have this essentially the stuff I have on it. It's not perfect, but I'd say it's pretty good actually. So that's why I'm using that. Yours might be better or worse, who knows. And then also if your cheers um have stuff and increases your power, that's really great. You also want to make sure I won't be talking during the run through of the club contest, and I'm gonna speed it up actually too, so you guys don't have to, or you can just skip. I've already told you the information, but yeah, essentially you don't want to get too many service aces, ideally none at all, and you don't want to get block kills. It's probably gonna have one or two isn't gonna break anything, but anything more than that, you're probably gonna get a lower score than what you want. So that's basically the gist of it, and we're just gonna get right into it. Um, yeah. All right. The match is over. As you can tell, that's not the best score. That's not my best score. Um, I'm almost at 8 mil on my best run. I know some people are gonna have better runs. Some people in my club have better runs than that, but my team isn't perfect yet. So there's definitely things for me to work on and things for you to work on. And hopefully this has helped. 5.3 mil, not too bad. I know a lot of people are still in between the 1 to maybe 2-3 mil, and they want to shoot higher. And so that's how I'm shooting higher. You could definitely do this as free to play. It's just going to be slower than if you're spending money, but don't feel like you need to spend money. Just do the best you can. And if you don't have any of these people that I mentioned in the video, just shoot for countering the specialty and school bonds and score as high as you can. And at the end of the day, it's all for fun. So don't feel like you have to be super competitive. But I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.